Fox 44 is your local election headquarters.
All right, welcome back as we take another look at some of the biggest races around the state, including a couple that have already been called.
That's right. Breaking news within the past 5 minutes. Let's take a look again at that U.S. Senate race. Ted Cruz projected to be the winner, leading by more than 200,000 votes. Beto O'Rourke is at 48%. That is with 24% of precincts reporting.
Also, let's take a look at the governor's race between Greg Abbott and Lupe Valdez, which ended earlier than a lot of us thought. But again, the governor, Greg Abbott, going to stay in his seat right now, pulling in 56% of the votes. Again, 24%, but again, that is a race that has been called. At this point, it's been called for about 2 hours.
Lieutenant Governor race between Dan Patrick and Mike Collier. Again, you can see here, Dan Patrick, 51%. Robert, it looks like the Democrats are taking it away tonight.
Yeah, let's take a look at the
the Republicans.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the Texas Attorney General races. Ken Paxton and Justin Nelson going almost neck and neck for a while there, as Paxton now getting an extra percentage point at this point to keep those red states or those red numbers piling up here throughout the state of Texas, rather.
And an update on the Agriculture Commissioner race. We'll wait for those numbers here. Sid Miller leading 52%, Kim Olson down at 46%, and Richard Carpenter in at 2%. Now for some McLennan County races. First up is McLennan County Judge. We'll take a look at those numbers there.
Now, McLennan County Judge race, that's between Scott Felton and Rick Allen. If we can pull those numbers up, there they are. Scott Felton seeming to be running away. We're almost half reported right now. 47% of precincts have now put in the numbers, and you can see Scott Felton has about an 18,000 vote lead over Rick Allen at this point, so that could be called at any moment.
McLennan County Commissioners Precinct 2 race between Donis D.L. Wilson and Pat Chisholm Miller. Again, Pat in this race, actually one of the few Democrats we've seen tonight, Robert, coming in at 57%. Again, this is only 47% of precincts reporting.
Yeah, as we mentioned, a lot of Republicans coming away winners tonight. Now we want to send it over to Fox 44's Renee Summerhour, live at the McLennan County Republican headquarters with what seems to be a decent night as far as results at this point, with about 0.5% of precincts reporting.
Yeah, that's right. Everyone here just kind of slowly making their way out. A lot less people than were here earlier. A lot of people very happy that Judge Scott Felton is going to continue his role as McLennan County Judge. We spoke with McLennan County Republican Chairman John Carr, who says that they are happy that he can continue his work and expect big things from him coming up in 2019. Now, again, if you don't know much about Felton, he's a long-term resident here of McLennan County, retired as president of Wells Fargo for 30 years, and has held numerous roles nationally, locally, and statewide. Again, he served as the judge and was appointed to a 4-year term back in 2014. Now, we were hoping he would be here tonight, but we were told that he is happy about his win and that he will again be working hard for McLennan County in 2019. Now, we also spoke with Doc Anderson, who is also projected to win tonight, and this is what he had to say about his potential victory.
Well, I just hope she can reach out and not do what the past commissioners did for 28 years, and not just spend all her time in East Waco, and have open arms and work with these people out here in the community that really need a voice.
Now, we also got reactions from D.L. Wilson for Precinct Commissioner 2, and again, disappointed that they weren't able to pull out a win tonight, but again, Patricia Miller hoping to fill in that and, you know, play her role in this new stage in her career now as the Precinct 2 Commissioner in that area. But again, a lot of people here very happy to hear that their Republican representatives are pulling through tonight, including the race between Beto and Ted Cruz. And again, we'll be here getting more reactions as the night goes on.
All right, thank you, Renee. Now we're going to head over to the Democratic Watch Party, where Fox 44's Maribel Santiago has been talking with Democrats. Maribel, not a good night for Democrats. A big upset. A lot of them were very optimistic about this race.
Yes, they were. In fact, as the results were coming in, Robert, Leslie, people started coming out. But let me step out to the side. There are some people still hanging out, giving hugs, lots of support still going on despite some of the outcomes coming out. Now, some of the candidates that did come through tonight included District 56, Catherine Turner Pearson, and McLennan County Judge candidate Rick Allen to talk to their supporters and talk about the outcome of the election. Now, we also met up with County Commissioner Precinct 2 candidate Patricia Chisholm Miller, who's ahead of the lead. She says she's been working different positions within McLennan County for 22 years, and some of her focus right now as a candidate is to look at recruiting and the retention of businesses in McLennan County. She's also focusing on small minority business owners as well, and this is what she had to tell us tonight about the election this evening.
I'm hoping for a win. I think that is what we will see. I believe the constituents of Precinct 2 are going to send a message that experience matters, that positivity in a campaign is appreciated, and so we're looking forward to a victory.
Okay. Now, if she wins tonight, she will be making history, and she would actually be the first African-American here in McLennan County taking over a commissioner's court position. Live in Waco, Maribel Santiago, Fox 44 News.
All right, thank you, Maribel. Now to races for U.S. House Representatives.
Yeah, District 17, that's the one we're going to look at first here. Bill Flores, a lot of us very familiar with him, seems to be leading at this point with a, well, it looks like a 16-point lead now right over Rick Kennedy at this point, leading by 29,000 votes. 30% of precincts reporting, so we're starting to see those numbers start to increase with the number of votes being tallied at this hour.
That's right. Now let's take a look to House District 25. This is Roger Williams and Julie Oliver. Roger Williams leading 52%. He is the incumbent, was first elected in 2013. Again, Fort Worth native, a business owner. He's considered to vote with the Republican Party on the majority of bills, but he is at times considered a little bit more moderate on some issues. Most recently on immigration, not really saying, Robert, that he disagrees with Trump's ideas, the President Trump's ideas for the wall, but he's more so focused on border security. Okay,
now let's take a look at the hotly contested race one more time now. John Carter and MJ Hagar, that one seems to be staying close. A lot of votes still need to be counted at this point. I mean, let's be serious. There's 2% of precincts reporting, and we're only a 2 percentage point difference between John Carter and MJ Hagar at this point. So a 3,000 vote difference between these two, something a very heated campaign between both of them. It doesn't seem like either of these two really like each other nor care for each other much at this point going in throughout the entire campaign. So I know a lot of them are looking at the numbers right now to see who is going to be able to come up as those precincts and those votes continue to be tallied. Just 2% right now. We've seen 30% to 30% in other races.
Right. And now let's take it over to District 56. Charles Doc Anderson leading 66% over Catherine Turner Pearson.
All right, State District 54. Let's move along here to Brad Buckley and Kathy Richardson. Buckley expected to pull away on this one. Seems like he is with a 12% increased lead over Kathy Richardson right now, very early. But again, this is District 54 for these two candidates right now, which includes West Bell County, Lampasas as well. Now, as you can see, Buckley seems to be running away with this. A Republican's been in the seat since 1996, so Buckley expected to run away and take this seat, but we'll see where that ends.
That's right. Now to Bell County Commissioner Precinct 4, John Driver leading 60% to John Fisher. Now, John Fisher has served for 16 years. His focus was more on economic development, but in this race, it looks like the Democrat is going to win. His top 3 issues are public safety, transportation, and economic development. He was a sergeant major and Army contractor at Fort Hood. And Fox 44's Noelle Mendoza right now live in Bell County after speaking with Republican Representative for District 31, John Carter. Noelle, what can you tell us?
Leslie, Robert, Representative John Carter was out in Harker Heights and in Killeen at the polls, saying hi to his supporters and trying to get votes. He told me that he's been working every day, going from door to door, making phone calls to get his numbers up, and that he is extremely grateful for his many volunteers who have been working day in and day out to give him the edge over Democratic candidate Mary Jennings Hagar.
Well, I certainly have respect her for her service and honor her for her sacrifice. I disagree with her on her policy.
Now, MJ was not campaigning in Bell County today. She was out in Round Rock, Morgan's Point, and Austin. Live in the Bell County Bureau, Noelle Mendoza, Fox 44 News.